Hey YouTube, how's everybody's day going? It's Tuesday. The world rebooted after the eclipse, so that was nice. Remember back in 2000 when the whole world was going to end? That failed to come to pass. Smoking my Country Gentleman. I've got some Star of the East. It's from Cornell and Diehl. I like this stuff a lot. Thank you, Brian. All right. So I was sitting out here yesterday. Experiencing the eclipse. I wouldn't say enjoying it because it was kind of overcast and unimpressive in San Jose, I'll put it that way. I've seen one before. And if I hold out long enough, I'll probably get to see one again. Anyway, I was sitting out here in the yard and I looked down there beside me and I noticed this, what I think was like some sort of a black wasp or a black bee. I don't know what it was. I've never seen that particular insect. He was crawling along and he was carrying something white with him, about the same size as he was. It intrigued me. I'm not a very big fan of things that fly and sting. Except for honeybees. I love honeybees. Anyway, I watched him crawl across the ground, then he got on this fence right here and started crawling up. And he got to the top up here. Well, before he got to the top, I got concerned that he was going to flip out and fly over and land on my nose or something. So I got up, which I wish I had stayed where I was sitting. Anyway, he gets up to this piece here. It's just a 2x4, and he could not figure out how to navigate that overhang. He couldn't figure out how to go around it and keep on his way. He walked back and forth a couple of times, and he came down towards me, and I noticed another little spider, kind of a daddy long legs looking kind of spider, real long legs, small body. And he dropped down from here about 1.5 feet really quickly, and he was like moving around doing something down there, and I thought he was like getting out of Dodge because he didn't want to be next. As that bee got over in where he came from, he very quickly, I don't think I've seen a spider move that quick, at least not one of those, went back up, attacked that bee. The bee dropped his prey and flew off. The prey fell down and landed in a web. A web that spider had just created in a matter of seconds. Then he went down, retrieved him, wrapped him up in a little cocoon so he could, I don't know, save him or put him in his deep freeze or whatever. Hauled him back up to the top. I doubt you can see it, but anyway, he's still up there. He's all wrapped up in that little cocoon. All this took place in about maybe 5 or 6 minutes. I got about 2 minutes of video of him working, wrapping the cocoon up on that guy afterwards. I might see if I can figure out how to upload that sometime. But anyway, I got to thinking about that. The more as the day passed, I thought more and more about it. What we could learn from that little incident. I thought so much about it, I wrote it down. Life lessons from a spider, or from insects. 6 minutes. So the first thing is have a plan. I'm the world's worst at setting goals. Literally, I'm not saying that I don't set good goals. I'm saying I'm the absolute worst. But you need to have some kind of a plan, even if just, when you go to the grocery store or something. This could apply to all facets of life, long-term, short-term, immediate. What to do if some idiot comes in a restaurant and starts shooting up the place when you're in there. This could be applied to anything. Have a plan. Know what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, how you want to accomplish it. Kind of stepped on number 2 here. Know how to get there. So that second spider had a plan. He went down there and made a web. He knew how to accomplish it. Set out on his path and accomplished his goal rather quickly. He had a plan. I'm going to kick that bee's butt, take that spider, and have some dinner. He very quickly thought of how to do it. Know how to get there. That other insect had no plan. He had dinner on his back, and that was it. He was going to go find somewhere to eat it. Know how to get there. He couldn't figure out how to get over the obstacle that was in his way. He hadn't thought about it. He encountered something that he wasn't expecting. And it cost him. He lost what he had. Know your limitations. That bee didn't know his limitations. He was carrying something that was at least his body weight. Without that spider on his back, he was a very quick little bee. He would fly around really quickly all over. I watched him for a few minutes afterwards. With that spider on his back, he was a sloth. He couldn't do anything. He didn't know his limitations. Know your limitations. Know what you're capable of and what you're incapable of. More than that, you'll learn what you're capable of, but you need to know what you're incapable of. When opportunity presents itself, take action. Second spider saw an opportunity to get a free meal. And I think as soon as he recognized what was coming down the street, he took action. He went down there and he made that web and set out to catch that spider, because he knew it was going to drop it. At least I think he did. Or at least he prepared for it. that bee entered his territory, buddy, he went to work. He took action immediately. And it resulted in what was practically a lottery winning for him. Those little spiders usually have to catch gnats and small insects and things like that. Well, buddy, he caught the prize. That spider that he caught was at least twice his size in weight. Maybe 3 or 4 times his size. You know, I need to take these plans to heart. I try to know what's going on. I have a plan. Something I didn't write down on here, but applies to the spider war as well, is know your surroundings. Be aware of your surroundings. That bee wasn't. That spider was. One won and one lost. It's a dangerous world out there. You need to be aware of your surroundings. I'm not saying you have to, walk around looking at everybody with suspicion or everything, but you have to pay attention to stuff. And if I walk in a restaurant or a business or something like that, I make note of where the exits are. I make note of the people that are in there with me. Just quickly scan around. You can't tell who's going to do what, but you kind of get an idea of the lay of the land. Anyway, I thought that was interesting, the parallels between that and life. I have a plan. I'm going to finish smoking this bowl. There's about 4 VRs that I want to do to support some people, and I feel like I'm missing a couple at that. A couple of them have, well, not just a couple of them, some of them have some pretty interesting questions too. So I may do a couple of VRs here in a bit. Take care of yourselves. Leave me a comment if you think I'm right or wrong, or have any other ideas on how that little scenario plays out in our lives. Take care.